Hey guys, thanks for joining and watching this video. If you would like to know how to do mom makeup when you have like a little longer than 6 seconds to get ready in the morning, this is the video for you. So come get ready with me and I will show you how I did this look. Okay guys, remember I'm a mom. I'm trying to do 50 things here. So I'm going to start with my CC cream. And I'm going to put that as much as I can all over to have a really good base to start with. I'm having trouble with my concealer, getting it to come out of the tube. So I'm going to struggle a little bit here for a minute, and then we'll really get cooking. See, still struggling here. But here we go. There we go. So I'm putting it all over just to get a nice base. Not looking for a lot of coverage. It's really light and it's going to stay on all day long. Now, moving on. I grabbed a mirror for you so I could help you out. I'm going to do my eyebrows. I like to start with a pencil. I outline the tail, and then I give a nice outline for where I'm going to want my brow tint to eventually go. I like having that little peak up there, but it not being too dramatic. Same thing on the other side, starting with the tail, and then I'm going to draw in where I want that brow tint to go. My eyebrows are not exactly even, so I've got to fiddle with them a little bit, and I have a scar on one of my eyebrows, so I've really got to work with it. But I don't think this looks too bad. Now I'm going to get the brow tint. It has a spoolie at the end of it, which I really love. It helps add a lot of texture and get just a tiny bit of volume. See what I mean there? I'm going to correct that little, yep, right there. Got it. This makes it really easy. I don't feel like one eyebrow gets any darker than the other because I feel like it's a nice, even coverage all over. See? Final touch-ups and moving on. Now, I'm going to go into my eyeshadow, but I've got to figure out what color I want. So I'm going to do an eye primer, which I think is super important unless I'm just not really going anywhere for the day. I almost always wear an eye primer. And now that that's on there, I don't have to let it dry. It doesn't feel tacky. It doesn't feel sticky at all. I personally don't put powder, I don't put concealer, I don't put anything else. I just go straight into the eyeshadow. Now, I'm going to use a pointed eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to get a dark brown color, and I'm going to go right into that crease of my eye. And I'm going to use a windshield wiper motion, back and forth, and then a less than sign right in the corners, or a greater than sign. And I'm looking for it to be super concentrated. Now, I'm going to do highlight in the middle, or so I think, at this point. So I'm not putting a lot of color right on the lid of my eye, but I'm focusing on the corners and in that crease. I do want it to look a little dramatic, and I'm going to blend it out later. So right there, I'm just shoving it right into the crease, right? Same thing on the other eye, starting with that greater than or less than sign, and then the windshield wiper motion right there in that crease. It's really going to put all of the product right in there. If you're using a high quality product, it's going to move as you blend. So when you want it to stay put, it's going to stay put, and it'll respond to the brush when it's time to blend. There's that windshield wiper motion again. Back and forth, back and forth. Now I'm going to use my blending brush, and I'm going to blend that up by my brows. But notice it's not going to completely cover. It's just going to spread out and not be as harsh of an edge. I'm not looking to be YouTube famous or Instagram famous. I'm just a mom. So this is actually a longer makeup routine than what I would typically do on a daily basis. This might be for like a night out. I felt like that I needed to be a little darker, and I wanted the corners to be a little more dramatic because I'm going to do a cut crease technique here in a minute, and so I wanted there to be a definite difference between the two. Now, I'm going to blend that one last time before I start moving on to my cut crease in the center. So, grabbing the concealer, and I'm going to put that right in the middle. Again, I'm a mom. I'm not trying to be too precise here. I'm just trying not to look completely awkward. I blend with my finger. Personal preference. I could definitely use a brush. I just feel like this works really well. Again, it's not wet. It's not tacky. It doesn't spread onto the rest of my lid. At least with my eye shape, it does not. But I am going to actually set this with a really neutral eyeshadow before I move on to my liquid eyeshadow, just to help it pop and stand out really well. So there's that eyeshadow. See how light that is? There's hardly any color at all, but it's not even. So here's how I'm going to go and fix that. I'm going to add a little bit more of that brown right there to make it even. See how easy that was? I'm about to get interrupted by my kid. So, just a minute. And now that we're back I've moved on to my liquid eyeshadow. And I'm putting that right on top of where that concealer was. And again, I'm going to blend with my finger. Personal preference. You could certainly use a brush. Now I'm going to get almost done here, and I'm going to change my mind with what I want to do. I wanted it right in the center, and then just blended on the corners. But I decided I'm going to do the inside corner with that liquid shadow as well. So there we go. I'm going to make those corners just a little more dramatic since I changed my mind and decided to do the part towards my nose with the liquid eyeliner. So I'm going to blend that back out, and I'm almost done with my eyes. Now, here we go. Trying to decide. I'm going to add a little bit of bronzing powder onto the rest of my face. I am using a darker shade. I have a darker bronzing powder and a lighter bronzing powder. This is the darker. So, I'm going to do my neck, my décolletage, and get that all taken care of. And now I'm going to move on. I'm going to add a little bit more contour right there. And then I realize I'm not doing full makeup, so I'm not going to do any more of that. Now, I thought this was a genius tip that I saw. I'm going to use my liquid highlight, and I'm going to actually add it right there. And then I'm going to add it right in the corner of my eye, which I usually do with eyeshadow. I don't know why I've never thought of using liquid highlight. So we're going to give it a try. Yep, right there. Right where I normally put that liquid eyeshadow, or put that eyeshadow. So I think it looks pretty good. I'm going to keep it for today. Now, I'm almost done. So, okay, now I'm going to use my eyeliner pen. It is waterproof. I feel like I have really good control. I like to rest the palm of my hand on my chin, and that just happens to be a good length for me to keep my hand really steady while I'm putting on that eyeliner. Now, because it is day, I'm just going to do a tiny little bit on the bottom, and I'm going to kind of sort of do my waterline. It's not perfect, but I'm not going for that. Again, I just want the other side to look somewhat the same. Not really much of a cat eye, but I do extend out just the tiniest bit from my actual eyelashes. A little bit on the bottom, a little bit on the waterline again, and we're going to move on. So now I always use an eyelash primer. So that's what I'm going through. It does have a white tint to it. And I like that because my blonde eyelashes are pretty translucent. So this helps me be able to see them while I'm putting on mascara. So as I'm letting that dry for like 1 second, I'm going to actually do my lip gloss. I always do my lips while that is drying because it doesn't take hardly any time at all. And I usually have no time to get ready. So now that that's all done, here we go with mascara. Top and bottom. Just that's my personal preference. I know some people don't, but with my blonde hair, I feel like I've got to do both. There we go. Now, you're going to see me touch up here in just a minute because it really bothers me when there's a space between my eyelid and my eyelashes where there's no product. So I'm going to go back in. There we go. It always happens on that one left eye, but I'm going to go back in and just darken that. And when I do, I'm going to mess up my eyelashes. So I'm going to have to go back over my eyelashes with my mascara really quick just to straighten them all out. I could use a spoolie. Didn't think about that. This was quick. So here we go. There you go. Okay guys, thanks for watching. If you found this at all valuable, please like this video and let me know so I can make more content like this. Bye-bye.